that is the end of tonight. We have the final 12 people. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing. The buzz around it has been absolutely amazing as well in terms of the creativity and just the general good vibes off the whole thing. A whole team is going to go out. I know it's brutal, but we get to see how hard and how creative their work as a team, which is mega, mega important in success.
I was expecting a room full of people. It was the description that Steve said that is going to hold your hand and go through. So we want someone who's ambitious, enthusiastic, and basically you described me. Now when I saw him and he's like looking at the camera, I know it sounds stupid, but I really thought he was only talking to me, and I didn't think there was anyone else who was doing the video for. I took it really personal, and I need that guidance with someone to hold my hand. And I'm that sort of person that if Steve said, do this, I won't question it, I'll just do it, bang.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
We feeling well?
Feeling nervous, excited, scared, anxious. How long have we got? A lot of people say because it's this million, you're going to be a millionaire. For me, that's just numbers. It isn't, I don't need that status in my life. I don't need to tell people the ego, oh yeah, it's just numbers. It doesn't change you as a person, or it shouldn't. But what I would like is not to have to worry that my car's going to die because the head gasket's about to go, and then I'm like, how the fuck do I afford to pay for that?
So tell me more about your daughters.
Alana, my eldest, she's now 16, so obviously now looking at getting a car. She's absolutely beautiful. So 7.5 years later, we had Lois, who's now 9, and absolutely just as gorgeous as Alana. She's absolutely beautiful. Up till my parents split when I was about 4 years old, it was brilliant. I loved it. We lived in Germany. My dad was in the Royal Air Force, and my parents split, so I moved back to England. We lived with my grandparents for a bit until my mum got a flat, and we did that. And I thought it was all right, and then she met someone, and initially it's all obviously all exciting, this new guy and everything. And then it turned that he liked the drink and liked to fucking hit me. But it's always hard to look back then. And I've got a brother through my ex-stepdad and my mum, and he has no contact with his dad now at all, which is quite emotional because 2 years ago my brother got married, and he asked me to sort of be his dad, and I cried, and I was so proud of him. It was amazing. Yeah. He's not had a father figure. He's not had a father figure in his life. So I could see it almost as not just a proud brother, it's more than that. And I've never been that close to him before. Because of who his dad was, I've kept that distance, even though he's had nothing to do with him. My mum made the decision and she left. She saw the wrongdoing and moved away to better herself, and she has. And to see my brother, he's done so well. And he's a teacher. My brother's got dyslexia, and he's still become a teacher. He's played basketball professionally. When he's had all these things against him, he's now got a beautiful wife, a lovely family. And he's just had a baby 3 weeks ago as well. So, yeah, all the emotions hit me, and he had me to go up and speak in front of these people, which I was just gobsmacked by. It was brilliant, emotional. I'm trying to hold the tears back, so. Yes! We've done it!
Oh my god!
How exciting. You right?
Oh yeah, you?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Nervous?
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even think I'd get chosen if I'm honest.
No.
No.
Me neither. It was a big thing.
So I first initially entered the competition because of the opportunity, and I sort of liked what I seen before even meeting Steve. I've never met Steve, but I like what he does. I like how he focuses around not only the property side but sort of mental health as well. I think that's important because if you're not right yourself, you can't make those big commitments and even sort of job moves. You can't make those sort of moves without this being right. So I think that was really a big sort of thing for me why I entered it. It's important to me because I want to make my future brighter. I want to be stable. I want time freedom as well as working hard and doing things I love. I think I just want to keep pushing with myself and evolving. I don't want to sort of stop in my job and keep there. I want to expand outside of that as well.
So you mentioned mental health there. Is mental health important to you?
Yeah, very important, yeah.
And why is that?
Sorry. God, I don't know why I'm getting upset. Oh God, what the hell? I think I'm just a bit overwhelmed as well. I think it's important because a lot of people go unnoticed and sort of stumble through life and they don't reach the full potential. And I think if people got that bit of guidance and they were mentored, I think they'd sort of reach further than they were sort of aiming for. And that's it really.
I'm guessing, like you say, you're from Teesside as well as us lot, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people obviously suffer massively with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, has that been a big factor for you sort of recently?
I think everyone around us is struggling, and I think there's not that support system there, and obviously I like the way Steve's making a change in that, and like he sort of focuses around that, and then everything else branches off. And that's what I really enjoy about what he does.
And what challenges in your life have you faced?
Challenges in my life? I think sort of people turning the back when you don't think they would. God, I'm so emotional. And I think as long as you've got yourself, and I think as long as you've got one person to believe in you, I think it doesn't matter, you can do it, no matter what.
Seen the other two yet, or?
No, I've not seen them yet. I've got a little brother who's 7. He looks up to me and he thinks I'm his best big sister. Oh God. Yeah, it's good.
And do you reckon your little brother's really proud of you?
Yeah, he is. He says it all the time. He tells all his friends at school, and when I pick him up, he's like, "That's my big sister," like this, and he runs, gives me a big cuddle and a kiss.
And what does that mean to you?
Yeah, everything, yeah.
So you were in your pyjamas last night?
Yeah. Honestly, I was laying in bed and I thought, no, this is pre-planned, I'm not going to get chosen. And then all of a sudden my name just, me and McDonald's, and I was like, no. Hi guys.
Oh, next one. Big yourselves on and squeezing each other's life out.
Excited, hi!
How long does it take to get here?
An hour and a half.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, been up since 6.
Yeah?
Yeah, got the kids to school, but yeah, mum's had to come and sort them out, but yeah.
It's a last minute thing, isn't it? I was like, oh! The winning team,
yeah.
the winning team.
100%.
And why is this competition important to you?
Mainly my children. It's something that I want them to pick up on later in life, that if you put your focus on something that you can achieve something. Just basically putting your mind onto and having a goal, setting yourself a challenge and a vision, and just getting to where you want to be. Eldest boy last night, I asked him what he has learnt from the one competition, and he told me not to enter another one. I'll get upset if I talk about them. They mean the world to me, and they know it. Leaving them this morning's been difficult. I've had to get my mum to take them to school because I've not been able to take them this morning. That's been hard, but that's how much I want this, and that's how I was willing to bring them with me. I'll do what I can because I just know that the small impacts that it might have on them at the moment will bring in big impacts for their future. My eldest boy's slightly autistic, struggles a lot with confidence and struggles a lot to learn. So for him to take out of this confidence, and them knocking on doors last week, asking for jobs with the local neighbours, them being able to do that for me was a massive deal, and that was something that they've taken just from the programme Rich House, Poor House, and watching Stephen Green. My mum and dad are still together, and they've done the best for me and my brother, but we were brought up quite strict. My dad, I think everybody was at the age that I'm at. It's just back in then we couldn't play out past 9 o'clock. And my dad came from 9 brothers and sisters, so he's always pushed his upbringing onto us and been quite strict. But my mum's the softer person of the two, so she's been the loving one that's supported us, and she really roots for us to do well. And last night when they watched the live, they were both jumping for joy in the living room and chuffed to bits and told me how proud they were of me. My brother's a very successful businessman, so I've always been, not the pauper of the family, but I've always been the one that struggled. So everybody's looked at my brother to be not the better person, but the person that people do tend to look up to, and he's actually my little brother. So for me, having done this has just made me feel like I'm probably on par with him now, and that's how it's made me feel. I'm so proud of everything that he's done, but I want him to be proud for me like I am for him. I just want them to be really proud of me. The bank, can we cut this out? When I was in banking, I was made to feel that I'd stolen £3,500. And it affected my confidence, it affected everything. And it was the cleaner that took it. But I just felt like everybody was looking at me, and that everybody thought it was me, and I questioned my own family because they'd been into the bank that day. I questioned my own husband at the time. And that's where my confidence has taken a bit of a downturn, and I just want to get back up there, and entering this has just made me feel like I'm back where I was before that happened. Sorry. I've just felt like a failure to people around me. I've just always wanted people to be proud and my family to be proud of me, and I know they are. But I just want this so bad.
And what's made you sort of want to continue and battle on?
To prove to them and the people around me, not just family but friends, people in Bridlington, that I can do this, and that I am a good person, and I will support anybody that needs help. I've always been the one to help other people before myself. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Welcome. How is everyone?
How are you?
Congratulations, well done. Take me. Oh, we're filming as well.
Well excited.
Researched for about a year into property, getting into property development, etc., and ended up on one of Steve's courses in December. So obviously I like the cut of his jib, down to earth, the way he speaks and everything. So we got told we may never be able to have children. So obviously, bless my wife, she had to go through procedures and some exploratory operations and things like that. So it was a hard time for her, you know, and she gets that like blame, it's her fault, which, you know, it isn't. It's just human nature. So you know, we both got through that together. 2 and a bit years ago, me and my wife had triplets, and it was a hard time. Because one of them was born with a brain injury, and she's now got cerebral palsy, so she can't walk or talk or interact with you. Well, she can interact a little bit with the others, but it's just hard watching them. My dad passed away when my dad died. He was actually in the army as well. My dad died when I was 6 years old, so I didn't have a relationship with my dad, obviously, because I can't remember that far back. So he died when I was 6 years old, and my mum stayed around the area, moved into a house, and you know, she used to work as a cleaner and stuff to make ends meet. Yeah, you know, people that are lucky enough to have children will understand if any of them are ill, seriously ill. Don't get me wrong, you know, there's a lot of children in the world in worse condition than mine, but when it's your own, it's all you can think about.
Wow. Hi, Dean.
First one here?
Yeah, first one.
How are you feeling?
Nervous, excited, everything. All in. I've got a photo over there.
Long journey?
Yeah, about 3 hours. About 3 hours. Set up at 5 o'clock this morning. So hopefully meet the rest of the team here very soon.
Okay, I joined the PIA back in October, and part of that was being taught, you know, about goals, having focus. And then after that, you know, obviously we were introduced into the competition, and I thought that's just the perfect goal. The end goal is a better life for myself and my family. I've got 2 children, Lola, who is 14, and Alfie, who is 10. Lola actually lives away. She lives down in Devon at the moment, so I don't get to see as much of her as I possibly would like to. They think it's fabulous. I mean, from the moment that we started watching the first programme of Rich House, Poor House, and when we were all introduced to Steve and Gemma and the rest of the group, you know, they've all kind of become a little bit a celebrity status in the Williams household, if you like. It's, you know, Alfie's constantly saying, "Have you been to see Stephen Green this week? Have you spoken to Stephen Green this week?" So it's, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. You know, I'd like to lead by example and be a role model all the way through them growing up. And this is just part of it. Obviously, this now gives them the experience of their dad getting out there, putting himself out there, working towards a goal, and hopefully they'll be inspired by that to do the same in their future. I really did have what you would imagine to be the perfect upbringing. My mum and dad, they've been together forever. They were childhood sweethearts, are still very much in love and still very much together now, and continue to be as supportive from the moment I was born to the very day. They've been supporting absolutely everything that I've done. You know, there've been ups and downs, as I suppose there has been in all families, but you know, they're there. They're there for me. I know they're there for me, and I know they always will be. And I'm very appreciative to them. It would be a great opportunity to be able to pay them back for what they've obviously given to me growing up. I mentioned that I enjoy going on family holidays with, you know, my wife and the kids. And I did the same. You know, I really enjoyed going on holiday with mum, dad, my brother and sister. You know, fond memories of going to the likes of Disney World and on cruises and things like that. So mum and dad have worked very hard all their life. They're now both retired. So now's their time to enjoy their time in the sun, if you like. And if I can help and support that in any way, then I look forward to being able to do that. I moved away from home to join the army in 1999, having not experienced anything like that before. A lot of ex-forces or people who are currently in the forces have experienced that through their own parents and their own upbringing. But for me, it was literally one day I I didn't know what I was doing in life, and the next day I turned up at an Army Career Centre and had signed my life away, if you like. I was involved in the first deployment to Iraq when the Iraq War kicked off in 2003. That was a huge emotional time, if you like, for myself and my partner at the time, and also my parents. I know my dad and my mum and dad were at their wits' end throughout the whole 6 months that I was away. My kids don't live with me. My daughter Lola, she lives down in Devon. That was a really tough time, her moving away when my marriage at the time broke up. And it's something I don't think I've ever got over it. I don't think I ever will get over the fact that my daughter lives so far away and not being able to see her as often as I possibly could. She was very, very young when she moved away. And it was very difficult. I did the best I possibly could to see her as much as I possibly could. And like I say, now I don't get to see her as often as I would like to, but we just make the best of it.
Caroline,
hi.
How are you doing? You alright?
All right.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
What time did you get in?
Not that long ago, just about half an hour.
Take it.
About an hour, an hour and 10.
Brilliant. Jump through.
What about you? Yes, please. What are you?
It took me 3 hours.
Where did you come from?
North Wales.
So initially, obviously, when Stephen first announced it on the live, well, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Was it scary? It was scary. I remember literally frantically writing down all the points, because he was like, if you get anything wrong at this stage, your CV won't be accepted. And at that stage, I guess you're just so focused on making it through the 100 and giving the CV the very best shot you've got. I'm sure the rest of the 12, it's for my daughter, but not just for my daughter, for myself. So this is my passion. This is who I really am. So for the first time in my life, I'm actually being true to myself. And there's something so freeing about that. Of course, why? It is the daughter. She's the very reason, she's my motivation. She's my absolute fight. Obviously myself as well. This is for both of us and my family. But ultimately, of course, for her. And I just think if I can live as my true, authentic self and show her, in all of this journey, even prior to this competition across the past year and a half, I'm showing her, not to be scared, to follow who she really is, and to show her that, it doesn't matter what people say, or if you don't have the right support, you still follow and be really true to who you are. So I lived in a council house, on a council estate, big high farm in Wallsend, but it had a total community around it, a real community feel. I mean, I guess my mum, but also my auntie, but she's not with us anymore. Yikes. I guess my mum, just obviously the fight in her, obviously we've saw so many things and she's been through so many things. And I guess as a young child, when you see your mum go through all of those things and you can't change that or help that, but yeah, she still has the fight throughout. And I guess her fight would have been me, right? So me auntie sort of saw me, I guess, more as a daughter. The thing is with me, even when I was growing up, I just couldn't wait to be an auntie. That's a bit bad, right? But it's because I had such strong inspirational aunties. Me aunties were everything. I really adored them. But me auntie Michelle, obviously it's my mum's sister, and we're all super close. We did everything together. Music, I've still got her CD now, Salt and Pepper. She was just great. But then across the years, obviously she had a few health hurdles, but that was kind of not part, a death came very quickly. So it was overnight. She basically went to bed one night and I didn't wake up the next. So it was hard because obviously she was leaving like a twin boys. Obviously her and my mum, like there was only like not even quite a year difference between them, so they were more like twins themselves really. They were so close. So it was hard. It was a hard time. Like obviously I was 12. This is a woman who literally admires me and I admire her. Obviously you see your mum lose that loss. Everybody lose that loss, and it didn't just end there because, you know, even with the lads, like their father got sent to jail. So, you know, those boys had to go through all of that. So not only did they lose like their mum, then obviously with their dad, I guess you just try to like step up, right? Like you just want to take away everybody's pain, and there was a lot of it. Like obviously my dad's trying to be the brave one, be the, you know. So it was a really difficult time, yeah.
Hey guys. Hey, Ben, how you doing, mate? You okay? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right.
Team C, right?
Yeah, 2C, we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long is it taking?
About 2.5 hours.
Quite far.
Yeah, near Chester. Good from real life.
Yeah.
So Ben, why did you initially join the competition?
I think because I really want to get into property, but it's a minefield. I thought it was, you know, the old way was you offer a house, you offer some money for a house, you buy the house and that's it. But I think that's just being a landlord. So once I've seen Stephen Green and the things he can produce, I just wanted to be involved. Nobody wants to be working until they're into the 70s, so if we can invest wisely now whilst you can, you know, you're a bit better off in the future. So my wife and my 2 daughters, they're the priority, you know, so I'd like to be able to set them up a bit, take that stress away from the daughters, the girls, from having to buy a house, you know, when they come of age. They're the best thing in the world, to be fair. One's 2, one's 6, and they absolutely love each other. They're both different characters. They love getting involved with work, and yeah, they're just amazing. Grew up pretty poor, very poor. Yeah, so it's something I don't want the kids to experience. Unfortunately, they've not, and they probably won't have to. So there's my mum and my stepdad, and my brothers and sisters. We lived in a 3-bed council house on a bit of a council estate. We sort of don't speak anymore for one thing or another, but yeah, I know who my dad is. I've never met him, never really spoken to him. So it's a running joke in my house. Even my eldest 6-year-old takes the mick. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't have a dad. My ambition is quite high. So when I mention something to the wife, she just isn't fazed anymore. As an analogy, I like to think I'm on my way climbing to the top. When I get to the top of this mountain, I just want to throw some ropes down and pull people up with me. There's no point being up there on your own. So I would like to help anyone and everyone that's helped me on the journey. You know, so that would be quite good to see people succeed as well, not just be the only one at the top.
How are you doing? You alright? Well done, everyone.
Last member.
Congratulations.
Team C, ready to smash it.
That's it, we're complete.
How was your drive?
Ready to rock. It was good. That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight through.
No,
Still surreal, right?
Yeah.
Really
How many hours?
Sorry?
How many hours driving?
3.
I'm lucky.
No, it was straight through. Really good. No problem at all.
I entered the competition because I thought I could utilise this to become financially free to do everything that I want to do in life, which is to travel the world and create a future for my family, for my wife and daughter, and then to have the time to be able to do that, not just working, and also be able to give back to those who are less fortunate and help them to have a purpose in life and help them to achieve their goals. Got married in August 2019 and a little daughter, Cushy, is 9 months, which changed my world. I think prior to becoming a dad, your focus is on yourself and your wife, but what you want in life. And the day I became a father is literally forgot about myself, and it's all about what I can do for my baby. It's just fantastic, the support. I think seeing everyone wanting it for you makes you more hungry and just want to really get to that finish line and be the one. I've got 3 siblings and like 4 of us. I'm the youngest, so growing up I've had all my eldest brothers as role models, and it's been really good. I've been fortunate to have a lot of things, not being greedy, being grateful for everything that I've got. And I think my dad's definitely taught me a lot in life, being grateful for everything that we have. My hero, supports me in every way, always helps me push and want more and develop as a person, always backing me. That's financially motivating me, giving me that energy to keep going. Dad's been working since a young age and having like a family of 4 and providing everything that we want. I think from like becoming the one and having that financial freedom, I'd like to give my dad the opportunity to travel the world and help him do everything that he wanted to do, because a lot of his time been focusing on working, and all this is basically creating a future for us. Having motivation to keep going. I've lost a lot of it. Well, for growing up as like a child, seeing people pass away, because like I'm the youngest in the family, and seeing family members pass away, my cousins at such a young age, made me realise that life's very short, and try to live it to the fullest, but to try and be strong throughout everything. If I won the competition, I think it's spending that time with Stephen, gaining his knowledge and his contacts, and making myself grow in the person, because it's not just the monetary value of gaining, like becoming a millionaire essentially, it's that knowledge that I can gain. I think that helped me throughout my full life and develop my mindset, and it'll just allow me to give back to everyone really who's less fortunate and help them become what they want to become.
First one here.
How are we feeling?
Yeah, really good, really excited. Can't wait to meet my team. Yeah, excited.
So the competition, I've did the training with Stephen back in October, so I was part of his property group, and then I heard about the competition, and obviously I know what this is worth and how this could change my life. I know just after doing the 3-day advance what I got out of that. To be honest, when I applied and I was told there was 5,000 applicants, didn't think I had a chance at first. My husband's worked away for over 10 years now, and I know people say it's a choice, you work away. At the time when he started working away, it was the best thing for us. He couldn't get work in the local area. He was doing 6-7 weeks down London and coming home for the odd weekend. So when we got the chance for him to go on a 3-and-3 rota and get 3 weeks at home, just for having 3 weeks away, it sounded perfect at the time. 10 years on, 2 children. It's heartbreaking when they're crying because he's gone back, missed Christmases, missed birthdays, and it's got to a point where we've just, as a family, don't want to do that anymore. We already had my daughter when he first started working away, but being little, she wasn't aware of what was going on. But now, as they've grown up, you know, we've had the tears, we've had our Christmas isn't the same because Dad's not here, and I kind of put a brave face on, but then once they're in bed, it's like, that's when you kind of start getting upset and think like, there must be another way. He's missing out on their childhood and you can't get that back. absolutely blown away by the support. Everyone has been fantastic. People that I haven't spoken to for years messaging me, doing, you know, all the challenges and what I'm asking them to do, voting for us now and doing the links and sharing my posts and, you know, liking it, and really, like, the support has been absolutely fantastic. My mum has just been absolutely, like, my rock through everything, you know. She's my best friend, she's there for me, she supports me, she, like, throughout this competition and throughout everything, and my dad as well, but my dad's more laid back, so if I could help my mum and dad, then that would be amazing. Yeah, I've always strived to be better. I struggled at school. I didn't find out that I had, like, dyslexia till I was older, and I did three times I had to sit my GCSE to get into university, and I was kind of told, you know, you can't do it. People around me kind of said, like, you know, there's other things that you can go into. I was going to get there no matter what, so it might have took me 3 attempts to do it, but I did it in the end, and I'm not thick and I'm not stupid. Just took me that little bit longer to do it, and then once you kind of find out your ways of learning and that actually you can do it, you know, I think that's the type of person I've always been, with that drive. Nothing's going to stop me, I'm going to do it.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
You're a teammate?
Yeah, I am. Teammate.
I'm Neil.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
How are we feeling, Neil?
Excited. Can't wait. Ready to go.
The initial reason for me to enter it was to prove my doubt was wrong. I had a lot of doubters. It was funny because I remember the 11th of December, I was in this room. I put a status out saying I'm going to be a millionaire with my hard work, and funny enough, I'm in a competition to hopefully become a millionaire. It's important for me because it's the challenge. The challenge I've took on. I didn't expect to get this far. I didn't expect to get into the 100, to be honest with you. I just took on the challenge, and I'm not a quitter. I got into this stage with no money advertised for my last challenge, and I'm determined to see how far I can go. I mean, it would be fantastic if I won it. Obviously there's some big people in the competition, and obviously last round I was doubting myself, competing with the big boys, as you can see it. But for me, for having nothing, council house, literally scrape and scrap on my jobs, to coming through from 6,000 applications to be the one, it'd be fantastic.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, I'm Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
See you, mate.
Hello, I'm Neil.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Good.
Well, here we are, full team, teammate.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
My initial reason, really, it was working with. I wanted to work with Stephen Green. You know, I've seen the work he does, how he's helping people, and also, you know, all the things he's doing in the local area. And I just wanted to work with him. I've got my vision, long-term vision, is to try to help people, to try to inspire people as well. You know, I want to show people that they can change their life if they work hard. Also, you know, by being nice to other people and by being positive. I would say, you know, I'm a normal guy, but I heard all the time through my whole life, I heard people, don't do that, you're not gonna make it, don't study, it's a waste of time. And now I look back to some friends
that, you know, we did the same thing maybe 10 years ago, and I can see a huge difference. I can see that they are in the same place, and I have moved forward. You know, and I don't think there is nothing special about me, to be honest. I think all I'm doing is trying to develop myself and trying to move forward. I got married last year, and yeah, I've got good news. Yesterday, actually, found out that we're having a baby, and it's gonna be a boy. So an amazing news, an amazing thing to share with people, and yeah, we are really happy about it. The child, to be honest, is gonna change everything. You know, it's a huge thing. We're really happy, but yeah, it's a lot of responsibility and a massive thing in your life. You know, it's to be honest, now the child is you know, this baby that is coming. Is one more reason to try to go through this competition, try to push myself, and be the one, really, be the one to work with Steven, to learn from him, to shadow him, and to develop myself. You know, I had you know, back in Tenerife, I think I had a really nice childhood. I was really happy playing with friends, you know, going to school, high school, and yeah, eventually I make it up to I went to university as well. I thought it would be a good idea for me to come to the UK, try to improve my English, know different people, to meet different people, to know a different culture, and to improve myself. I didn't know anyone here. I didn't speak the language at all, and yeah, I think I came here, but I didn't know what I would be finding in the UK. If I can develop myself to learn and to be able to help just one person to change somebody else's life, somebody else, you know, somebody who is in a bad position, whether it's with anxiety, depressed, a homeless person, just being able to help one person, to me, that's it.
Obviously, we're all in the property group, but I meant because we were obviously in that other
Oh,
group,
right, yeah.
like WhatsApp group for ages, haven't we? But obviously, didn't explain that very well.
And you gave me a bike.
Well, it sounded like an amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, I've worked really hard all my life, and I feel like this is a journey that I want to go on, and to be able to win this and provide for my family like that is just, it's just incredible. My husband, Jamie, and my two little boys, Lewis and Zach, who are 3 and 1. Well, he's coming up 1, Zach. Zach was born the week after the first lockdown, which was quite a scary time. So he was born 3 weeks early, and we had quite a tricky delivery. And so obviously, the week after lockdown, I'd gone in for just a routine like growth scan because he was laying a bit funny, and they were like, he's you need to stay in, like we're going to admit you, and we need to bring him on in like the next 48 hours because it's like it's dangerous, basically, we can't let you go home. And then so Zach was born, and then he wasn't breathing, and he was really poorly, and they treated him initially for sepsis, and so he was whisked straight off to neonatal. Jamie got to see him for a brief minute. I didn't get to see him till the next day.
Obviously, to do with your family, how much does family mean to you? The fact that the amount of support that you do have.
Oh, everything, absolutely everything. So we've been through a lot together, and Jamie's been there throughout everything for me, and my mum, and well, all of my family really. And Jamie's really, I kind of underappreciate him, I think, to his face, but he's the one constant in my life that's been there, kind of holding my hand and not knowing how things were going to pan out, and so yeah, just everything.
Things like that obviously puts life into perspective.
Definitely, I think that when you go through something as a family or as a person, and you kind of, you're going along fine one minute, and then you have your life, you're looking at it before your eyes, thinking, when's my time? It really makes you consider what you're doing and your purpose in life, doesn't it? And when I was told a few years ago that that they thought I had cancer in my liver, and so Jamie and I had been together a couple of years, I think, and I'd been having tests, just routine tests, and I'd gone back for some results. They said to me, I'm really sorry. They've found a mass, a tumour in your liver. It's large, and I said at that point, and is it cancer? And they said they believe so, and I said, am I going to die? And he just said, there's hope. They think that we can remove it, hopefully. We need to look and see whether it's anywhere else in your body, and whether it's come from just your liver or somewhere else, and this is secondary. Just none of us could believe it. I just remember laying on the sofa that night and just, I don't know, just not wanting to go to sleep in case I didn't wake up, and just to be able to show that everything I've done is means something, and just my boys would see that, just reach for the stars, and you can achieve whatever you work hard for. I'd be able to, be financially free, look after my health more, look after my family, and help others. There's people that I know who have been through and are going through the same thing. I've made so many connections that I want to help, and I believe that I can help. So this would be just life-changing, and for myself and for so many others who I could help.